Hey, it's Michael Saul, but everybody calls me Tiny, so you can too. And this video is It's Almost Time, a special announcement, 3 new stocks to watch, and of course, updates. This is for the week of October 31st, 2016. I think I missed a comma in there somewhere. Anyway, no video last week because I was in wonderful Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Met up with Mike Swanson. Everybody that came and said hi to me, wound up meeting me. I say hi to you via this video now. So thanks. It was nice meeting everybody, and next time I'm down there, I'll make the announcement again if you'd like to come and meet me. So let's get right into the video and talk about the 3 stocks I talked about 3 weeks ago. The first one is WebMD, and you can see WebMD kind of came out of its little flag, kicked up a little bit, but you could see has failed back here. Now, if you were looking to get in on the break, you would have stopped out on the push-up. I could lie and say, well, you should have known to hold, whatever it is. Or give some ridiculous, well, if you're using a conservative stop loss, your stop would be up above. I mean, come on. Okay, if you were looking at just getting this break, you'd be out on this push-up here. But that doesn't mean you can't watch for a retake. Right? Sometimes the second time's the charm. So watch this here and can adjust this line here and see if this breaks. And we get going, head down to the 48 area and beyond. Second stock did better. Okay, G3 Apparel. So G3 Apparel broke down, went a couple of points. This is nice. And it looks like it's going to continue to go lower. However, it is oversold here. So got to be watchful for a bounce. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a buy here. But if you're short, make sure you're trailing stops so you don't get hit too hard if it does get a bounce. On the long side, we had Bovie Medical Systems, and that worked out great. So what happened here is it didn't really go anywhere, but it also didn't fail. Okay, so it came out of this small little channel. It never ticked down very far, and then boom, went up. See, did it hit the first target, which was a retest of these highs? It looks like it came a little shy. So 569, but still pretty nice move here. Okay, off of this break here, almost a point, which is a pretty good move on a $4.75 stock. See if it can keep going here. The Doji on Friday says there may be some indecision here. So if you are long, just make sure you're managing it appropriately with stop losses. All right, so let's talk about the big, I don't know, 185-pound gorilla in, oh, I don't even know what Hillary weighs, but I'm assuming that's what Donald weighs. Gorilla in the room, okay? And that is the presidential election. Now, I'm recording this on Sunday, October 30th, and there's this big dust-up again with the new FBI investigation on Hillary. And I'm not taking a political slant here. All right, but just really amazing timing that this is coming out right around the election. So who knows what's going to happen. It was already going to be an historical election, no matter what, no matter who won. But now with this in the mix, it could really, we could be sitting on super duper historical times here with something happening and the Democratic candidate getting indicted or not, or whatever happens here. But there's a lot of talk. I try to watch as much as I can on. I try to avoid Facebook because you got all the Hillary haters just taking full advantage of this. You have all the Hillary supporters not saying anything. So it's just, you're not really getting a clear view. So I try to watch the news channels and see what's going on here. But whatever it is setting up for a pretty nice potential move here out of the election. So here's the special announcement. For those of you who have been following me for a while, you know I used to do the Sunday night strategy session with Paul Schatz. Well, Paul is coming back to the Sunday night strategy session for one night only. Well, for now, one night only. And we are going to do a special Sunday night strategy session for with strategies for the election. Now, really, just to big pop the bubble ahead of time. Okay, Paul and I both believe that this is a lot of noise and it doesn't matter who gets elected, but there are certain strategies we can watch if one candidate wins relative to the other. And there could be a nice pop of volatility after the election. So that could lead to some great trading opportunities. So it's going to be next Sunday. We're going to have the class next Sunday. And it's going to be Sunday, November 6th. We don't know the time yet. It may be 8 p.m. Eastern. It may be 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll go over the markets, take a look at everything also, and we'll talk about it. It's not only going to be about the election. Okay? And the way that you get the information on that, where to sign up, how to attend, is by joining a special list. Okay? I am putting that address up right here. I'm going to clap so I know where to look for it. Okay, so when I edit this video, and I'm going to be putting up this email address. All you have to do is send an email to that email address. All right, I know it looks a little weird, but if you send an email to that email address, it's going to put you into the email list, and you're going to get an email that's going to say you must confirm your subscription. If you do not hit the link in that email, you will not be on the list. Okay? It's free. The Sunday night strategy session is free. So you don't have to worry about that. It's just, you just have to send an email to that, then make sure you check the email you just sent it from. You'll get an email back. You'll hit confirm. Okay, then it's going to say go back to Attack the Markets. The name is actually Attack the Markets because that's the name of my new site. It isn't out yet, so if you click that link, it's not going to take you anywhere if it says go back to Attack the Markets. But you have to click that confirmation link. Okay, now for those of you who are on other lists of mine, this list is going to be different. It's just going to be some market. It's not going to be a lot of emails. It's going to be reserved for when I'm doing webinars, including this one, and it's also going to have some market analysis, but it may or may not be a daily email. I haven't decided yet. So I'm not going to flood your email with a lot of messages or anything like that, but you are going to get emails from me at least a few times a week, maybe even once a day with maybe like a market look or what I'm looking for or something like that. But it's not my other lists. I send a lot of emails every day to. That's not going to be this list. Okay, so all you have to do, send an email to that address. You'll go there, you'll get an email back. It'll say click on the link to confirm it. You'll confirm it and you'll be all set, and you'll get the information about November 6th, that's a Sunday, when we're having that special Sunday night strategy session ahead of the election. All right, let's take a look at the market, and then I have the 3 stocks I want to go over. So the S&P, it broke down out of this triangle, and I had said, I think during the last update, I said I don't believe that this low is the low. Didn't think we're going into, didn't think we were going into a huge bear market, don't think we're going into a huge correction, but you could see we kind of drifted up and then we rolled back again. I still think that we have lower prices to be seen on the short term. Can we make it to the 200-day moving average before the election? Absolutely. Okay, we still have, 5, 6 days plus even the election day. Right? So we have 6, 7, whatever it is, 6 days to get there. It's only, and I'm estimating this quickly, right? It's, 2% move, right? 2% would be about 4 points, so maybe a little bit over a 2% move. That can happen in a day, really, but I mean, it could definitely happen over the 6 days. And wouldn't it be, not ironic, but pretty awesome that it would be right at the 200-day moving average, right? That's a key decision area. It's an inflection point. It's where stuff happens, right? Not just the 200-day moving average. There's plenty of inflection points, but I'm saying 200-day moving average, even people like the ones on the empty financial networks, empty suit financial networks, they come on and they say, we don't believe in charts. And then the next hour they're saying, well, this stock is headed to its 200-day moving average. Well, what the heck is that? Everybody looks at the 200-day moving average, even those that say charts suck. So it would be pretty weird. Now that's not enough of a reason to have a short signal here and say, oh, we're going down here because we're going to test 200. Who knows? We can go sideways. We could break out to the upside. It doesn't look like we're going to break out here. I'm not saying we have to trade down to the 200-day moving average. That's just one scenario. Another scenario is that we drift, then off the election, no matter who wins, we take a stab down and test the 200-day moving average, perhaps hold it and get a bounce. But I'll go over that more at next Sunday's strategy session. On the short term here, I would be looking for this low at a minimum to get tested. It's not that far away at this point, only, what, 0.5% or whatever it is. And then you have the low of this range down here also at 210.67. All right, already took 10 minutes of your time, so let's go and look at the 3 stocks that I want to look at this week. The first is Twitter. Now, Twitter has a triangle at the 200-day moving average. Based on the impulse that led into this triangle, it suggests that it's going to go lower. However, we have to be ready for a move either way if you're playing this as a consolidation. So look for either a breakout and an attempt at a rally. You do have a gap fill right here as a resistance at 1962, or if it does break down, you got support down here at 1569, and then you got 14, and then 1377. They laid off, I think, 9%, and they're closing down Vine, and there seems to be a lot of trouble there. I still like Twitter, and I still think there's a chance that it survives, but I mean, I'm not on the management team at Twitter, and I'm just looking at the chart here and the fact that I like the application. Who knows? I thought there was a good possibility it would get bought, especially with all the talk around here, and then it came down, and then I remember I said in the last video, hey, you know, when you get that kind of talk, a lot of times it'll lead to something. Well, it didn't so far. So maybe somebody's looking for a bargain price on it, whatever. It's in a consolidation pattern. Look for a break either way, and if you're looking to trade it, look to go with it whichever way it breaks. Okay, these are last week's. All right, so then 2 other stocks to watch. The first is Now Inc. Symbol is DNOW. Looks like it's in a bull flag here. I have not checked. That's a really old list there. I have not checked the earnings or anything like that. So you have to watch this one. You have to do some due diligence on this and check it out on Yahoo Finance. But this looks like a nice bull flag. Doesn't look like a huge mover, but if it can clip up, maybe try for 25. I mean, that would be a nice percentage gain. And then finally, I'm looking at this Athena Health. Now, based on the move down, you could look at the short side, but there's no pattern here. There's no continuation pattern. I like the way how it hit 100. It's oversold on the short term. So if healthcare does decide to get a bounce, you could watch this one for a potential long side trade, but I would be real careful. Got resistance here at the 108 area, and then you got the 20 EMAs coming down at a nice sharp angle, but just watch this one. Of course, if it just floats up and forms a flag, then it can be watched for a continuation pattern to the downside. Any questions? winningedgetrader@gmail.com. This email address, let me do another clap. That email address is what you send an email to, just a blank email. It will subscribe you to the list. It's called the Attack the Markets list. That's the name of my new website that's coming out. And that's going to be, I'm going to send an email every couple of days. Maybe I may get it a little bit more frequently than that, but usually not more than one a day. And it's going to have all the information on the special Sunday night strategy session on November 6th with myself and Paul Schatz, or Paul Schatz and I, however you say it properly. And we're going to talk about the election coming up, what we see in the market, and what we think is going to happen based on who is elected. A lot can change by then, too, especially, like I said, with all that's going on in the news. Have a great trading week. Email me or send a blank email to that email address to get on the list. I will talk to you in next week's video.